Yeah. F stands for in Russian. Porzoni, I guess that means boosted. Just picture this. 30 years ago, he was an Air Force fighter pilot. This very aircraft that he owns and operates today was his adversary. He's flying the bad guys plane, Rob.
Well, you know, sometimes there aren't that many F-100s like he used to fly left, and so he'll take the MiG. It's a great jet. Obviously, it performed against our fighters very, very well during the Vietnam conflict.
That's right. He flew the F-100 Super Sabre, which is technology-wise would be like our F-16 today of its time. And I gotta say, take a good look at your children, because his dad took him to an air show just like this when he was 7 years old. Right then and there, he knew he wanted to be a fighter pilot. He said, "Daddy, I'm going to do it." And he's done it. Talk about full circle. He was a fighter pilot in Vietnam. He did a tour of 1 year, 320 combat missions, you guys. 1 year.
I don't know how they fly him out of the airplane. 320 in 1 year gives him almost 1 day off a week.
Maybe. I don't know. I can just picture him pushing everybody out of the way.
That's amazing that he survived that many combat missions.
He did, and you know what? He has the world's only jet fighter night pyrotechnic aerobatic act in the whole world at night, believe it or not. And I think he's good at it because he did get shot at night, because it's a lot like that. Maybe we'll do it the next time. And just like you see the smoke underneath his wings now, that MiG's sneaking up on us again. There he is. He has the pyro on at night. He's got 12 Roman candles and 22 silver fountain gerbs, and he looks like he's going to war when it's on. Look at that thing. It looks like a boomerang on the side, doesn't it?
It surely does. That actually 2 different degrees of sweepback on the wings. Red Bull.
All I can say is, he twinkles when he sees that airplane. He doesn't see it for a while. It's like an animal to him. He doesn't twinkle. He said, "This thing, she is the best aircraft I've ever flown. 50 plus planes over 52 years of flying, guys." And he said, "This is the last one I'm going to fly. This thing is my favorite. I can give up my rough. If she doesn't want to do something, she'll shove her, she'll tell me, and she can talk to her in Russian.
In Russian. Or perhaps Polish.
That's right. They made these MiGs. First of all, capitalized this line, Big G, means Victoria and Gurvitz, which were the designers of that MiG. Russia, Chinese, and this particular one is Polish. And everybody always wonders when we get the parts or where we got the aircraft. Well, it's a Polish immigrant when the Iron Curtain went down.
Flames coming from it. That is the afterburner. That's raw jet fuel being poured into the exhaust. Gets you plenty of go juice to get into a fight or get out of a fight, but it uses up fuel at an alarmingly high rate.
You know what? And it looks like there's a guy with a big lighter in the back. Our jet blast is pretty extreme. But they say Red Bull gives you wings. Gosh, it looks like Bill's got his wings today.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like a Vulcan jet.
I'm sure you guys saw that movie, Top Gun. I always like to bring that up because they did not have a real MiG in the United States at the time. They used F5, that made it look kind of scary, but this is the real deal right here. Look over Tom Cruise.
You betcha. Back in the Korean War, they flew the MiG-17, and this one, the MiG-17, takes advantage of the technology learned in that MiG-15, and actually fought later in the war, in the Vietnam War, whereas the MiG-15 fought during the Korean conflict. The first swept-wing air-to-air jet combat took place between an F-86 Sabre jet and a MiG-15.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a real mock dogfight between Gail Snodgrass and his F-86 and Bill Reesman and his Red Bull MiG here after he finishes a couple more maneuvers. You're going to get a real kick out of that. This goes on all over the country. And at night in the hotel rooms, they got their news up. I'm going to win. No, you're going to win. It's quite a show.
They were picking on each other during the briefing this morning with Wayne Boggs, our air boss. Bill piped up and made some remark about how today that the MiG-15 and MiG-17, the Red Bull MiG, will win the dogfight.
Well, I hope so this time. He's not got therapy. I think it was 2 days in a row. Now, we've got to talk about Bill because he does have numerous combat decorations, one being the EFC Distinguished Flying Cross. We make fun of Bill all the time, and he has a lot of great medals. And I got to tell you, I can't get him. He would have paid me to be an off. He was ready to go to Iraq. He had the coordinates in there, he was going to get the thing all loaded up, and we had to tell him he couldn't go. go.
I tell you what, he loves to fly, there's no doubt about it. And you know, you put an airplane like this in the capable hands of a pilot with the kind of experience Bill Reesman has, and you get a world-class airshow performance. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Bill Reesman in the Red Bull MiG.
You know what, you guys, he has more time than a Russian MiG jet fighter than any American pilot now, which is really something to say. And I just, when Bitcoin and Gurevich, the designers of the MiG, did this, I really don't think this is what they had in mind when they built this aircraft. Do you?
No, not airshow. Not with smoke generators on it, but sure is a very, very impressive aircraft to see fly.
Now he's got 3 cannons on the nose. There's 2 23mm and 1 big guy, 37mm. I've got some great old shots. They would just bring him in for quick turns like an Indy racer. They'd unbolt those underneath the canopy. They're really just big guns. They put him down with a hand crank. I think it was 40 rounds for the 37 and 80 for the 23s. And they just snap it up there. They'll get him to operate on a cow pasture or a grass strip. Like that afterburner, get us to jettison our missiles, so we were up there naked, get into a turning fight, and unfortunately, they got us in Vietnam. What was it? 1.5 to 1, I think.
1.5 to 1. It was nowhere near the kind of ratio that the Americans claimed during the Korean conflict, when it was at least 7, maybe 10 to 1 in our favor.
Yeah, and I think that was what's on that whole movie. I think we're about to set up for one of his favorite maneuvers right now.
And that is?
Well, he's going to bring it right down to the deck. Let's watch him. We can tell if that Red Bull's kicked in or not. They say Red Bull vitalizes their body. And he's pulling about 8 to 9 Gs in here, you guys. He does wear a G-suit. You notice we're not talking to him. He's making some horrible noises now. He's going to pull it up vertical in a minute here. And in 3 seconds, he should be at 12,000 feet. What do you think?
11. Looks like he's rolled it over, and there you see it at 12,000 feet. How about that?
And then, wait, it's not over. He's going to kick those speed brakes out. He's going to go straight down at the ground. 700 miles an hour, he says. 4-point hesitation roll. Screaming all the way. He's pretty lucky to have a little toy like that.
He's lucky to be married to you.
Yeah, you're not getting dates when you tell people I'm married. Just kidding, folks. You know, he never knows what we're saying up here. That's the best part. Can you see the new bull and sun underneath the wings? We just painted that this year. Boy, does that work. This aircraft is like a bull. It's the perfect name for it. It's a tank with a set of wings, as Bill calls it.
You bet. It was